guys, welcome back to my channel. Here is a quick tutorial on how to achieve this beautiful look. First off, I'm going to start off by pushing back my client's cuticle, and this only gives me a little bit more chance to cut off all what she has, which is the dead skin, and also remove anything that is on the nail plate. I did do this sped up, so don't think I'm this fast, and I am cutting her cuticle very carefully. I love this process. I don't know why I've learned to love it. Just be very, very careful, guys, because cutting the cuticle could be dangerous. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the natural nail shine with my fine sanding band and my drill. You can do this with your hand file, whatever your preference. I choose to do it with the drill just because it's easier and faster, but it does the job. And it just depends on your comfort with the hand file and the drill. So if you're a beginner, you can do it with your hand file. And once again, this is sped up, so don't think I'm doing it this fast. Now with my manicure brush, I am wiping everything off with swipe, and this is taking all the debris and everything that's on the natural nail. Remember not to touch the nail with your hand because you're going to be putting oils on it if you do so. So I'm applying these forms, and I love these forms. The Young Nails forms, they're just amazing. I love the stickiness to it. And of course, if you want them longer, you would have to use another form or etc. You can use other forms, but this is perfect. So make sure when you apply the forms, you apply them nice and straight. If you have to readjust them, then go ahead, but make sure they're on there right and tight, so when you're applying the acrylic, it doesn't move. Like I did right there with the ring finger, I went ahead and changed it because I just didn't feel it okay to be, how it was on there. I love doing forms, and sometimes it's just better for the natural nail. If some nail biters, some have had incidents where you can't apply a tip, so the nail form is the only way to put it. And if you're harsh with your nails, forms are the way to go just because they're thicker. I am applying dehydrator, and this is gelish dehydrator that I love to use because it dehydrates the nail even more than it already is. And then I am using this Premium Nails nail primer, and this is an acid-based primer, so try not to apply it on the skin because then it can irritate it. I let that dry and then apply another coat and then dry that as well. So when you see this right here, it looks dry, but that's because I kind of not blew on it, but dried it with air. Now I am putting a one bead, and that's just one bead. Try to grab a bead that's not wet, just because when you do forms and your bead is dripping, you are not gonna be happy camper. It's gonna be very hard to apply the acrylic because it's gonna be moving around the form and it just gets messy. So try and have a medium to wet consistency so it's not too dry and it's still manageable. I am applying a couple of beads just because sometimes it's needed. Most of the time I do 1 to 2 or 3, and it just depends. I always keep adding if I feel like one side is bigger, or it just all depends on how you apply the acrylic. As I'm applying the acrylic, I always keep making sure the shape is on point. This also helps when you do file. It reduces the time of filing. And like I said, right now I'm applying on the stress area acrylic. Make sure it's not flat in that area and it has an apex, because that is the strength of the nail. So I'm measuring them all because sometimes it can be uneven, although it has the lines. Sometimes our natural nails are not even, so just make sure. After I did that, I went ahead and made sure those were dry, and I am shaping the nails. Shape, 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 guys. I can't stress it enough. Like I always say, make sure they're all even, the size, the shape, everything. Measure them side to side, turn them around, make sure they're even, because you see them from one angle, then you see them from another angle, and everything is different. So when I say all angles and every other way, just do it. It's gonna save you a lot. After they are ready and shaped, I go ahead and with my e-file, with my carbide bit, this is a medium carbide bit. It's a small one, and I like to go around the cuticle and all throughout the nail with this one because is small enough to get around the cuticle without cutting my client, and as well as going through the whole nail and filing excess acrylic. Keep in mind I am going to be filing with my hand file after this, so I'm just decreasing the thickness of the nail with this and making sure there's no lumps and bumps. And now, like you see right here, I'm using a 150, 100. I think it's actually a 150, 150. I had to switch up my files because the local nail supply still ran out of the ones I love to use. But I love this Young Nails one as well. So I'm just go ahead and filing all of it all throughout the nail, making sure there's no ridges, no bumps, nothing. When I touch the nail with my thumb, that's me feeling to see if there's any, just to make sure it's a smooth surface. And of course, my Valentino ventilator is on, and that's sucking up all the dust while I'm working. I don't really like to do this, but I do sometimes. I do soften up the top with a buffer, not too smooth, but just a little bit, and then the bottom of the nail so it won't be too rough. The reason why I don't like to buff the top is because I don't want the gel to come off. If I do it, it's very gently. I didn't record it, but I applied Fury Red on top of these, and then I'm using a red glitter. I'm not exactly sure of the name, but I will put everything in the description. And I'm sorry for the late descriptions. It's just a lot, and I have to get better at this. I'm working on it. So I'm applying this, and the other one was just a base coat, pretty much just so it won't be empty in the bottom when I apply the crystals. When applying red, be very careful so you won't have to stain the nail. And I'm going to be using these Swarovski crystals that I got from Ocean Nail Supplies. The sizes were size 9, 5, and 3, I believe. If not 9, 7, and 5. And this is sped up, but I am doing every single crystal individually. I do use a line sometimes, but then I feel like it dries too quick, so I'm putting the glue individually. I'm using Soleil Nails resin, and I absolutely love this resin. I'm looking for a new one. I was looking for a new one, and then they recommended this one, so it was a must try, and I did, and I love it. And just be careful, guys, when applying these crystals. There's a way to put them. Just make sure they're all aligned correctly so it can look neat and not sloppy. As you can see right here, it's such a beautiful shine. I love this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and spray it with the resin activator. This is from Mia's Secret, and this is to cure the gel. And then I did it throughout the whole other nails, and if anybody can guess how many crystals there are in total, will get a surprise from me. So don't forget to comment down below on how many crystals you think are on there. I counted each individual crystal, so you guys take a guess. And that's it, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I did apply the resin after I applied the top coat, so this is applied after. The crystals were applied after the top coat. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to comment how many crystals you think I used, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video, guys. Bye.